All right, let's talk RAG. If you've been building with it, you know that feeling, right? You make a change, you tweak a prompt, and you just kind of hope for the best. Well, today, we're going to fix that. We are talking about the essential metrics you need to finally move your RAG system from a world of chaos into one of control. Let's get into it.
You've probably heard this before, but for what we're talking about today, it's everything. It's a simple, powerful truth. If you're not measuring your system's performance, any improvement you make is just a lucky guess. For RAG systems, this isn't just a friendly suggestion. It's an absolute must-have for building something that actually works well.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, that's the world most people start in, flying blind. It's all based on hunches and guesswork. You can't really compare changes because you're just going by feel. But on the right, that's where we want to be. With metrics, every single decision is backed by data. You can A/B test a new model. You can track your improvements, and you can prove you're making things better. And this really is the core problem, isn't it? When you're flying blind, you have no idea if that new chunking strategy you spent all weekend on actually helped. Or maybe it secretly made things worse for half your users' questions. Every little change feels like a total gamble, and that's no way to build a reliable system. So, how do we get out of this mess? Well, the best way is to stop thinking of your RAG system as one giant, mysterious black box. Instead, let's break it down. Think of it like a two-stage assembly line. Each stage has a specific job, and we can apply specific quality control checks at each one. So, our first stop on the assembly line is the retriever. Its one and only job is to go into that massive library of yours and find the right parts, the right pieces of text that are needed to answer a question. All of our quality control right here is purely about the search. Did it find the right stuff? And that really boils down to this one simple question. Is our retriever actually finding the right information? To answer that, we need a special set of tools, a specific set of metrics designed just for retrieval.
First up, we've got hit rate. This is like the most basic, fundamental check. It's a simple yes or no question. Did any of the right documents show up in your results? If the answer is no, well, you know you have a serious problem right at the very beginning.
Next, there's precision at K. This measures your signal-to-noise ratio. So if your retriever fetches, say, 5 documents, that's your K, and 4 of them are actually useful, your precision is 80%. It's all about the quality of what you've found. Are you giving the user gold or just a lot of noise?
Then you've got recall at K. Now this asks a totally different question. It's not about what you found, it's about what you missed. Of all the documents that should have been found, how many did you actually manage to surface? You could have perfect precision but terrible recall, which means the one document you found was great, but you missed 10 other great ones.
And finally, for retrieval, we have mean reciprocal rank, or MRR. This one is all about the user experience. It heavily rewards you for putting the single best answer right at the top, at rank 1. If the best document is at rank 3, your score drops. This metric brutally punishes systems that bury the good stuff.
Okay, so our retriever has grabbed the parts. They're on the conveyor belt. Now the assembly line moves to stage 2, the generator. Its job is to take those documents we just found and skillfully assemble them into a final answer that's coherent, correct, and actually helpful.
And see, the key question here is totally different. We're not asking, did we find the info anymore? We're asking, how did we use the info? Is the language model being faithful to the documents we gave it? And is it even answering the user's original question?
The first and maybe most critical metric for this stage is faithfulness. This is your #1 weapon against hallucinations. It checks one simple thing. Is the generated answer strictly supported by the documents provided? If the model starts making things up, pulling facts out of thin air, your faithfulness score is going to plummet. This keeps your model grounded in reality.
Next is answer relevance. It's totally possible for an answer to be 100% faithful to a document, but completely useless to the person who asked the question. This metric makes sure the final answer isn't just factual, but that it's actually on topic and helpful. It answers the real question.
Now this one is a bit more subtle, but so important. Context precision. It looks at all the stuff the retriever handed to the generator and asks, how much of this was signal and how much was just noise? If you send a ton of irrelevant text along with one good snippet, your context precision score will be low. It helps you figure out if your retriever is being too noisy.
And its partner is context recall. This is the flip side. It asks, did the retriever successfully find all the little puzzle pieces the generator needed to create a complete answer? If a crucial fact was missed during retrieval, The generator was basically set up to fail. It never had a chance, and your context recall score will show you that.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Measuring all of this, it sounds incredibly complicated. And you know what? Doing it by hand is basically impossible. That's why automation is key, and that's where a fantastic open-source tool called the Ragus framework comes in to save the day. And the best part is, using a tool like Ragus is surprisingly simple. It really just boils down to 4 steps. First, you get your test data ready. Second, you pick the metrics you care about, like faithfulness. Third, you push a button and run the evaluation. And fourth, you look at the results. That's it.
And this is the kind of thing you get back. It's like a report card for your RAG system. Ragus actually uses LLMs to score your answers, giving you this clean, quantitative dashboard. You can see at a glance, hey, our faithfulness is at 0.92, that's awesome. But, context precision is at 0.85, maybe we can improve that. It gives you a precise target for what to fix next.
And that brings us to what is maybe the single most important idea in this entire process. Evaluation isn't something you do once and then you're done. No, it's the engine that powers a continuous loop of improvement. You measure, you improve, you measure again.
Here's how the cycle works. Step 1, you measure your baseline so you know where you're starting from. Step 2, you make one single change. Don't change 10 things at once. Maybe you tweak your chunking. Step 3, you measure again, using the exact same test set. And finally, step 4, you compare the results. Did the score go up? Awesome. Did it go down? Okay, revert that change. This is how you build better systems scientifically.
But listen, this entire beautiful system falls apart if your measuring stick is broken. And that's what your test set is. We call it a golden test set because it's your source of truth. For every question, you need to know exactly what documents should be found, and you need a perfect, handcrafted, ground truth answer. Yeah, it's work up front, but building a solid set of 50 to 100 of these is the single best investment you will ever make in your RAG system.
So I'll leave you with this question. It's one thing to get a RAG system up and running. That's the easy part. But the hard part, the part that separates the pros from the amateurs, is being able to prove with cold, hard numbers that it's actually getting better. So can you? Start measuring, and you'll start truly improving.